Hi there! Welcome to Pallet University. In the Pokemon world, people can have a variety of relationships with their Pokemon friends. Through the gameplay of the main games, as well as some of the side ones, we really only get the perspective of a Pokemon trainer. However, we also know from basically every professor's intro monologue to pretty much every game, as well as some other clues found elsewhere in the games, that people can have Pokemon, as their friends, as their partners, but also even as pets. I'm sure that every single one of us has thought about how cool it would be to have a Pokemon for a pet. I know I have, but would it actually be reasonable to have a Pokemon as a pet? As some of you might know, I actually have a leopard gecko named Pallet, who I love very much, and I also follow, after Pokemon channels, the reptile keeping side of YouTube is the part that I follow the most heavily, and I actually think that keeping a Pokemon as a pet would be similar in a lot of ways to keeping some of the more extreme reptile pets. So, in this series, I'm going to be evaluating certain Pokemon as if they were pets here in the real world. Basically things like, how would you feed them? How much space do they need? What kind of environment would you need to build for them to actually live their best life? I really like this concept, and it was actually sort of inspired by one of those YouTube channels that I actually follow quite heavily on YouTube, called Clint's Reptiles. Clint is a PhD biologist, so I relate to him in that way, in that I'm also going to grad school studying animals, not necessarily specifically biology, but that's part of the reason that I really enjoy his channel. And the other part is that he has a really efficient system for breaking down and evaluating these different pet reptiles that he covers, and so I'm basically going to be stealing his criteria, which are handleability, care, hardiness, availability, and upfront costs. I already know which Pokemon I'm covering for the first episode in this series, which will be up later this week, but definitely give me suggestions on what Pokemon you think might be really cool as pets down in the comments below. However, try to keep them kind of reasonable. Something like Rayquaza is not exactly able to just be kept as a pet in a house. As much as I love Rayquaza, it's just not really that feasible. Like I said, that first video will be out later this week, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, definitely go and check out Clint's channel to just sort of get an idea of how these videos are going to be kind of structured. It's very experimental, but it's something that I'm really excited to try and do. Because like I said, a lot of the extreme reptiles sort of seem like they could just be Pokemon, but in the real world, and with slightly less superpowers. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pallet_U to keep up on all things Pokemon science, as well as if you feel like this content is worthy of it, we do have a Patreon, the link to which will be down in the description. Also, massive shout out to our first patron on the channel, Patty Murphy. Thank you so much for your support. It really, genuinely means a lot. Thanks for watching, and as always, there's a time and place for everything.